Internal Revenue Service to hire up to 40,000 new employees in the next 2 years. The goal of this hiring? To get more uncollected tax revenue from, quote, the wealthiest Americans. With newly sworn in Commissioner Danny Werfel saying that a fiscal 2025 estimate was coming soon, which officials said would provide greater flexibility, as the agency adapts to new technology it plans to implement. What does this mean, though, for you? Well, even if you're not one of America's wealthiest, there are still many pitfalls a newly emboldened and cash-rich IRS can create for you. The biggest one, the audit. An audit is when the IRS or another governing body asks for you to substantiate some or part of your personal or business operations for a specific period of time. Audits can come from almost any governing body and are a way to make sure that both the filing process and the company reporting are doing their jobs. When a company gets audited by the IRS, they usually receive a request in the mail to supply some documentation to clarify some points of their personal or business tax return. This can usually be tendered to the IRS through their online portal. Fun fact, the irs.gov website is a great place to get information about your prior year's taxes and even what income and wages the IRS is already aware of in any given year. The IRS Wage and Income Report, which is often hidden in your portal through a couple of "yes, I really want to see my own reports" buttons, is a great way to check and see if you have all of your income documentation for a given year. Now, once you've submitted that information to the IRS, you simply wait for them to reply, which often happens right through that same portal as well. Assuming you don't have any unreported income or expenses to amend, this is the end of most people's audit journey. If you have been faithfully reporting your income and expenses to the best of your ability, an audit is nothing to fear. The most important thing to do before the audit happens is to actually have a tax strategy in place. For many Americans, especially those of us who make our money online, the tax strategies of 10 or even a few years ago are no longer relevant. Danny Werfel, the new IRS coordinator, said himself that this injection of capital into the IRS will provide, quote, the right windows to start drilling down with more precision. And they will be able to start seeing the technology that's coming in and start to assess the workload that they will need to take on. Yes, the IRS is looking at you, tech-enabled entrepreneurs. Now, there's nothing to fear if you have a plan, though. We still live in America, one of the best places in the world to start a business, and it doesn't look like that's changing anytime soon. There are many tax strategies, old and new, that still work on these new tech-enabled, location-free businesses. In fact, it opens up to many, many more opportunities to shelter income and keep more money in your pocket and your business every single year. But how do you make that plan? Well, it's really a simple 3-step process. Number 1, talk to your tax pro. Tell your tax pro that you're ready to come up with a tax plan. They will assess your past year's returns and look at how you plan to grow the business in the future. Number 2, you build the tax plan. The tax pro will give you a list of strategies that either you or they can implement to decrease your tax burden. These can be as simple as filing the right papers to changing your entire business structure to making it more tax efficient. Number 3 is implement. Whether you or the tax pro will need to go out now to hunt down the proper documents, file the right paperwork, and build those supporting pieces of information to make sure that when the audit time eventually comes, everyone is ready. And that's it, guys. Making and implementing a tax plan isn't easy, but the steps are simple. If you need a hand getting started on yours, or you're interested in learning more about working with Breezy Tax, our tax planning and preparation company, just click the link right below.